Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on our website or on our channel. Reach out to me directly at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a rarely seen and beautifully sized F.P Journe Platinum Special. This is the Octa Divine 36mm, a timepiece in the smaller option case still offered by F.P Journe. The 36mm has been around for a couple of years, but you rarely see them, making it a perfect option for those with smaller wrists or more traditional tastes. Now you can see the watch 36mm in diameter, measures 44.6mm from lug to lug, has a 20mm spacing between the lugs, which is actually the same as the larger watches, and it's 10.3mm thick. Now thrown it on the wrist in an era of 42 and 44mm Journe watches, this feels like a throwback. It's lovely, compact, and reminiscent of the much-loved 38mm watches. On my 16cm circumference wrist, you can see it easily slides underneath the cuff, and you've got plenty of clearance on both sides of the wrist. Interestingly, though the watch is smaller, it has the same span across the wrist as the old 38mm cases, meaning it has much the same wrist presence. And again, a perfect unisex option as well. Now, taking a quick look at the hardware and the software, we'll get a little bit closer. And the strap that's fit is black. It is large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss. As you can see, there's a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and then small round scale on the bottom. And having gator on both sides just means that the strap lasts longer, a bit more expensive, but then this watch is worth it. Pull tab spring bars so you can quickly remove the strap using only your fingernail, and a matching platinum buckle. I should also mention F.P Journe drills the lugs relatively close to the case, but because the strap uses curved bars, there is no impingement or impediment to motion. You can pull straight down around a small wrist. The mid case is defined by the overlapping lips of the case back and the bezel, and then there's a lovely blended lug Calatrava-like profile. All of this in high polish. You can see that the lugs turn down 90 degrees from the case band for an excellent small wrist fit. Dome profile bezel helps it to slide underneath the tight cuff, and then you have the characteristic Journe double dimple and knurled crown. On the dial side, you have a polished bolt-held inner bezel that acts as a sort of chapter ring for the minutes and the hours. There's a lovely framed race for the 60-second sub-register, and you can see that a small railroad-style key is used. Also, you'll note railroad-style track for the minutes outboard, stylized radially arrayed Arabic numerals, and, of course, the dial-side bolts, a styling innovation of F.P Journe during the 90s, during his earliest days making watches under his own name. It was lambasted at the time, and now it is universally copied. That is the price of being a trendsetter. Always misunderstood at first, but I think F.P Journe's made up the difference in the meantime. As you can see, this watch is characteristically Journe, meaning the company has a familiar and established aesthetic that is iconic in its own right, starting with the white gold media blasted dial base and these lovely blue biomorphic tapered Journe hands. Now you have a power reserve indicator that indicates 120 hours. In fact, the watch will run for about 160, but 120 is the period during which the watch keeps best time. There is a double-digit date up at approximately 11:30, and there is a quick set for the date. There is a quick set for the moon phase. By pulling the crown out and then turning them opposite directions in the intermediate position, you have a quick set for both of the displays. Also note apertures with step downs, so you actually have that step down intermediate plane, so it isn't a sheer cut deeply through the dial. A lovely piece of visual progression. Now, as you can see on the case back, platinum watch. And this is also one of the earlier Octa Divine models, as it features the older Eleanor-made case, and you can see that it features both the French and the Swiss hallmarks. Eleanor, of course, based outside of Paris, was F.P Journe's original case maker, so in that regard, this watch is a discontinued item. You can see the movement, caliber 1300, and it's caliber 1300 in 18-karat rose gold, so the bridges and plates are rose gold. The winding mass is actually 22-karat, and you can see it features a lovely Grand Doge, or barleycorn guilloche cut with a rose lathe, quite beautiful. You'll see engine-turned perlage on the base plate, circular Côte de Genève on the bridges, black polished screws, and if you look, you can see there's a mirrored bevel on the edge of the bridges. Technical capabilities: it will run for 160 hours. It does not feature stop seconds, but it does have the double quick set for the moon phase and the double date. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It is adjusted in the high horology and chronometer standard of 5 positions, and you'll note the free-sprung balance, which makes the watch more resistant to shock-induced timing deviation and concussion on the wrist. 30 meters water resistant, and possibly the most pleasing of the F.P Journe case sizes. This is the Octa Divine 36.